Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Crochet for Baby. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. Please don't forget to like this tutorial. I really do appreciate your support. Now in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this little jacket for little girls between 5 and 6 years old. Now a couple weeks ago I showed you how to make the vest and I mentioned that I was going to add sleeves to turn it into a nice little jacket, so here it is. Now you can make this little jacket smaller or bigger from 0 to 3 months up to 10 years old. Down here in the information box, I'm going to leave you some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. Also remember that my channel is bilingual. Always my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Just click the little lamp down here next to my channel name and it'll take you to my main channel page. There you will find all of my tutorials in English and you will also find the tutorial for the matching vest. So be sure to check that out. Okay, so let's get started and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this Aran weight yarn. It's called Stylecraft Special Aran. This is in the color Pale Rose. Now, if you're in the US, you can use any number 4 yarn. Okay, so to begin, I have 58 chains. This chain here measures about 37 centimeters, which is about 14.5 inches. Now, if you want to make this smaller or bigger, the stitch multiple to the base chain is multiples of 4 plus 2. Okay, so to begin on the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to make a half double crochet. Half double crochet into the next chain, and a half double crochet into each one of the chains here. This is all we're going to do for this first row. We're just going to make half double crochets. Okay, so continue like this for this first row and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where we did half double crochets and I have a total of 56 half double crochets. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. These 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now in this row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and into the next 4 double crochets. So let me show you. Beginning on top of the first half double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. This is how you're going to continue for the second row. You're going to repeat the same thing. You're going to make 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and into the next 2 double crochets. At the end of this second row, we're going to have 69 double crochets. Continue and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have a total of 69 double crochets. Here at the end, we're going to finish with these last 4 double crochets. Now for the third row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. The 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now in this row, we're going to make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next 2 double crochets. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. This is how you're going to continue for this third row. You're going to repeat the same thing. You're going to make 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next 2 double crochets. At the end of this third row, you should have 82 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this third row. I have 82 double crochets. Now for the fourth row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Remember, the 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now in this fourth row, we're going to make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2 double crochets. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Now you're going to continue and repeat the same thing. You're going to make 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2 double crochets. At the end of this fourth row, you're going to have 95 double crochets. Continue and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this 4th row. I have a total of 95 double crochets. Now for the 5th row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. In this row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next 2 double crochets. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. This is how you're going to continue for this 5th row. You're going to repeat the same thing. You're going to make 6 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next 2 double crochets. At the end of this 5th row, you're going to have 108 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 5th row. I have a total of 108 double crochets. Now for the 6th row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. Now what we're going to do in this row is we're going to do our pattern stitch from here on. The pattern that I'm going to use is called Crystal Waves Crochet Stitch. I'll leave a link to that stitch down here in the information box. To begin, on top of the first double crochet, we're going to make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Now skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd double crochet, make a single crochet, chain 3, and into this same stitch where you did the single crochet, make 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Now skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, make a single crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochets into the same stitch you did the single crochet. And this is all we're going to do. Again, skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd double crochet, make a single crochet, 3 chains, 3 double crochets into this same stitch. Skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, single crochet, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, single crochet, 3 chains, 3 double crochets into the same stitch you did the single crochet. And this is all we're going to do to the end of this row. So continue like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this 6th row. I have a total of 36 of these fans. Now to finish, we're going to skip 1 double crochet, and into the last double crochet here, we're going to make a single crochet. Now for the 7th row, chain 3 and turn. Now on top of this last single crochet that we did right here, make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Now we have the first fan. Now in the original pattern, it calls for you to make a single crochet into the 3rd double crochet like this, so a front post single crochet. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change the stitch a little bit. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go into the middle double crochet out of these 3. So into the 2nd double crochet, insert your hook like this and work a front post single crochet. Now chain 3, and into the chain 3 space right here, make 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Again, we have the next fan, and into the 2nd double crochet, insert your hook like this and work a front post single crochet, chain 3, and then inside the chain 3 space, make 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Now another thing that you can do is, instead of making 3 chains here, if you want this stitch to be a bit closer, you can do 2 chains. Now I think for the yoke I'm going to do 3 chains, but for the rest I think I'm only going to do 2 chains so that it's more closed. It's not that open. So for the yoke I'm going to continue like this. Now we have the next fan, and into the 2nd double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 3 chains, and then inside the 3 chain space, make 3 double crochets. Again, into the next fan, find the 2nd double crochet, front post single crochet, 3 chains, and then inside the 3 chain space, make 3 double crochets. And this is all we're going to do for this 7th row. Okay, so continue like this and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 7th row. Now to finish, we're going to go here in between the 3 chains and the first double crochet and make a single crochet. Now for the 8th row, chain 3 and turn. Now for this 8th row, we're going to do the same thing. Into this single crochet, make 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And then we have a first fan. Find the second double crochet and make a front post single crochet, 3 chains, 3 double crochets inside the chain 3 space. And then the next fan, find the second double crochet and work a front post single crochet, 3 chains, and then 3 double crochets inside the chain 3 space. It's the same thing we did on the last row. Okay, continue like this for this 8th row and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 8th row. Now to finish, we're going to make a single crochet here at the end. Now we're going to make 2 more rows. So for row 9 and 10, you're going to chain 3 and turn and then repeat the same thing. We're going to make 2 double crochets into this single crochet and then a front post single crochet into the second double crochet of the first fan, chain 3, and then 3 double crochets inside the chain 3 space. And then again, front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 3 chains, and then 3 double crochets. This is all we're going to do for the next 2 rows. I think that's going to be about enough rows for the size that I want this to be. So continue and I'll meet you at the end of the 10th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 10th row. Here at the end, I finished by making my last single crochet like we always do to finish each row. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make 2 more rows. So we're going to chain 3 and turn. Now, in this row, what I'm going to do is instead of making 3 chains, I'm going to only chain 1. I want now the part of the yoke to start to reduce so that we can divide the sleeves. So now here into this first single crochet, you're going to make 2 double crochets. And then here's where we're going to change these next 2 rows. Instead of making 3 chains, we're going to chain 2. So find the second double crochet and work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then inside the chain 3 space, make 3 double crochets. That's the only difference. So instead of making 3 chains, you're going to chain 2 instead. Again, jump to the next fan and into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets. This is all you're going to do for this 11th row. Then you're going to repeat the same thing for the 12th row. I'll meet you at the end of the 12th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 12th row. Now to finish, we're just going to go here into this last double crochet and make a single crochet here at the end. Now this is how I finished the 12th row. Now I have a total of 36 fans. And the yoke is done, and this is what it looks like. Let me turn it around. Now in the next row, we're going to divide the sleeves, but first it's measuring from the top of the neckline down to the end of the last row that I just did. It's measuring about 15.5 centimeters, which is about 6 inches. If you're making this for a bigger size, then perhaps you need to add more rows here for the yoke so that it's bigger. I'm going to leave it like this for the size that I'm making this for. Now, in the next row, row 1, we're going to divide the sleeves. So what I have here is I have placed my stitch markers. Now, for the front panels, I have 5 fans. We're going to skip 8 fans for the sleeves on each side. And then for the back side, we're going to end up with 11 fans, but I have marked only 10 fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we're going to end up with 11 because we're going to add an extra fan in the back. So here to begin, this is going to be the first row where we divide the sleeves. So here, what we're going to do is chain 3, turn. Now into this single crochet, you're going to make 2 double crochets and then a front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets. This part here is the same. We're just going to work these 5 fans. We have 2 so far. And then same thing into the next front post single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, front post single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then front post single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then here we have the last fan for the front panel. So into this second double crochet, make a front post single crochet. Now you should have 5 fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Now to divide the sleeve, you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip 8 fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fans. Now this is where we're going to increase 1. Into this chain 2 space of this 8th fan, right here I have the stitch marker, you're going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now into the next fan, this one here, work a front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 2 chains, and then into the next chain 2 space, work 3 double crochets. Now from here on, it's the same thing we've been doing with this stitch. So this is the only difference. We're going to increase here into this chain 2 space. So now you're going to continue for the back side and work a total of 11 fans. We already have 2, 1, 2, then you're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I will meet you right here to show you how we're going to divide the other sleeve. Okay, I finished making these 11 fans for the back side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I chained 6. Now to divide the sleeve, we're going to skip 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now into this chain 2 space of this 8th, we're going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now into this second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets. Here we're just going to finish this row, so continue in the same way and I'll meet you at the end of this first row. Okay, I finished the first row. Here at the end I just finished by making my single crochet. Now you should have a total of 21 fans. We have 5 fans for the front panels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then for the back side we have 11, so that's 21 fans. Now in the next row, row 2, we're going to increase here under the sleeve. So to do the second row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. Now on top of this single crochet, make 2 double crochets, and then front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets. Here we're going to work these 5 fans for this front panel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to make these increases. Okay, I finished making these 5 fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to work a front post single crochet into the second double crochet. Now chain 2, and here this is where we're going to increase 2 fans. So we're going to skip the first chain 1 and into the second chain, make 3 double crochets. Now skip 1, 2, and into the third chain, make a single crochet. Now chain 2, and now into this same chain where we did the single crochet, make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go into this first group of 3 double crochets and into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then into this chain 2 space, 3 double crochets. And this is all we're going to do here under the sleeve. So we just added 2 extra fans, and that's what it looks like. Now you're going to continue for the back side and work these fans, and I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to do the same thing here under this other sleeve. Okay, finish making these fans. For the back side we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fans. Now into this last group of 3 double crochets, we're going to work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and now we have the chains. We're going to skip 1 and into the second chain, make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now skip 1, 2, and into the third chain, make a single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets into this same chain. 1, 2, 3. Now we have the first group here of 3 double crochets, so into the second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. Now continue and finish this second row, and I'll meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of this second row. To finish, we're just going to make our last single crochet here at the end. Now if you count each one of these fans, you should have 23 for this second row. Now for the third row, chain 3 and turn. Here we're going to work these stitches or these fans up to about here. We're going to increase here in the middle, so remember we always do 2 double crochets on top of this single crochet, and then front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 2 chains, and then inside this chain 2 space you make 3 double crochets, and continue with the stitch. And I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to make that increase under the sleeve. Okay, I finished making these 6 fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here I have my 3 double crochets, so instead of making my front post single crochet into this group of 3 double crochets, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go right here. There's a gap. This is the single crochet, so right in this space I'm going to insert my hook and make a single crochet. This is where we're going to increase. Now chain 2, and into this same space make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and here's our extra fan. Now into this second double crochet out of these 3, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and into this chain 2 space make 3 double crochets. And there it is. That's what it looks like. Now we have the first group of 3 double crochets for the back side. Into the second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space. From here on, you're going to do the same thing. This is the back side. I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these fans for the back side. I'm right here, right under the sleeve. I made my last 3 double crochets. So now into this second double crochet, make a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then into this chain 2 space, work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now right in the middle between these 2 fans right here, we have a single crochet, and right to the side insert your hook there and make a single crochet, 2 chains, and then right back into that same space make 3 double crochets. And this is the increase, 1 extra fan. Now work a front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space, and then front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then again 3 double crochets. Now from here on, you're just going to finish this third row. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I finished this third row. I have a total of 25 fans. We increased 1 extra fan here under each one of the sleeves. Now to finish here, we always finish by making a single crochet at the end. Now for the 4th row, you're going to chain 3 and turn. On top of this single crochet, make 2 double crochets, and then front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. Now in this row we're not going to increase anything else, we're just going to do the same thing. Front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets. Now continue like this, finish this row, and I will meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 4th row. To finish, we're always going to go here between the chains and the double crochet and make a single crochet. That's how you're going to finish each one of the rows to follow. Now from here on, this row is what we're going to repeat like I said, so chain 3 and turn. For row 5, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to work 2 double crochets into this single crochet, then front post single crochet into the second double crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. This is all we're going to do from here on. You're either going to finish with 25 fans or 24 fans. At the end of this row, you will finish with 25 fans. Now, I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching and I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I think I have a total of 24 rows. This stitch here is kind of hard to count, so I'm going to try my best to tell you exactly where I am. Here, if I count the rows from under the sleeve, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. This row here is a fan row, and I'm on the left side. This is where we started. Here's my yarn. So if that helps, that's where I am. So we're going to go here to the right side. So we're going to make one more row here. And the way that you can tell which is the right side is this side here. You see that the half double crochets have this line, so that's going to be the right side. Either or, it's up to you, whichever side you like, just choose a side. Now what we're going to do in this row, oh, and I forgot to tell you, it's measuring from the top of the neckline down to the last row that I did. It's measuring about 17 inches, which is about 43 centimeters. Now if you want to make this part longer, you can. I'm just going to leave it like this. I think it's perfect. Now what I'm going to do here is with this same hook, and I was going to use white yarn because I want to do this last row in white. So I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to pass this yarn through this last loop like this. Now I'm going to grab this off-white cream color yarn. This is not the same brand, but it's a medium number 4 yarn that I have, so you can use any light color yarn if you want to do this part in another color, or you can just do it in the same. So I'm going to insert my hook here into this last single crochet that I did. Grab this loop, bring it through the front, and we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to make 3 single crochets. Here we have 3 double crochets, so make 3 single crochets. Now here we have the chain 2 space. In that space, make a single crochet, 3 chains, and then single crochet again. And then we have this single crochet in the center, make a single crochet, and then 3 single crochets again. 1, 2, 3, and then inside the chain 2 space, make a single crochet, 3 chains, and then single crochet again. And then between here and the chain 2 space, you're going to make 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside this chain 2 space, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet again, and then again work your 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet inside the chain 2 space, 3 chains, single crochet, and then again 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside the chain 2 space, single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet, and so on. This is what we're going to do for this last row, and as you can see, that's what it looks like. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I finished this row. Now I cut my yarn here at the end and pass my yarn through this last loop. Now what I'm going to do here is, with this same color, the pink color, we're going to insert our hook here on top of this last single crochet and make a chain. We're going to make single crochets along the side here, so chain one, and right into this, the side here, make a single crochet again, and then a single crochet into this double crochet, and then right in between we have that single crochet, so make a single crochet there as well, single crochet, and then single crochet. So you're going to make one single crochet here into the double crochet space and one single crochet into the single crochet space all the way to the top. So continue, and I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to work this part. I think it's going to be the same. We're just going to make one single crochet, but I'll just meet you here to let you know exactly how many stitches I have for this side. Okay, I finished making these single crochets, and I have 33 single crochets from this first one that we did to this last one that I have done. Now we have the first row here for the yoke, and these are 2 chains, so in that space I'm going to make one single crochet, then one single crochet into the next, one and one. Let's see how this looks. I think I'm going to do 2 instead. Let's see. So into this chain 2 space, now we're going to make 1. Into the double crochet, we're going to make 2, then 1, and then 2. I think that's better. And then into this half double crochet row, make 1, and into the chain row, make 1. So let's count and see how many we have. So up to here we had 33. That's 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 single crochets now for this front panel. Now you're going to do the same thing for the other side, so remember. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work our way down. So chain 1, turn, and work 1 single crochet on each one of these single crochets that we just did, like this. So continue, and I'll meet you here at this other end. Okay, I finished making these single crochets. I'm here at the bottom. Now we're going to do the same thing for 2 more rows. So chain 1 and turn, and then work single crochets in the same way. We're going to have 41 single crochets for this side. Now I'm going to add buttons here on this side, so I'm not going to make any buttonholes, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use these 9mm pearl buttons, and as you can see, they fit right here. Perfect. So I'm not going to add buttonholes. So you can put as many buttons as you want. I think I'm only going to do, I don't know, maybe 3, just like I normally do, like right about here. If you want to add more, you can. Again, I'm not going to add buttonholes because I'm going to be using these 9mm buttons, and they fit perfect through these single crochet holes. So I'm just going to finish this 3rd row. Once I'm up here, I'm going to chain 1 and then work my way down for the 4th row. So I'll meet you at the end of the 4th row. Okay, I'm here at the top of the neckline. This is the 3rd row. I'm not going to make that 4th row like I said I would. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go around the neckline here first. We're going to work that last row once this other side is done. So here what we're going to do is I have my last single crochet, so into this same space here, make 1 more single crochet, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet here for each one of these stitches. Now these single crochets, I'm going to make them in between each one of these half double crochets like this. So continue around the neckline, and I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, I finished making these single crochets around the neckline. Now here into this last stitch here, I'm going to make 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Now we're going to work our way down in the same way we did on the other side. We had 41 single crochets, so we're going to try to have 41 single crochets here for this side as well. So into this row of half double crochets, make 1, and then this row here has 2 chains, so make 1, and then we have a double crochet, make 2, and then again 2 chains, make 1, and then 2. Let's see how it looks. Yes, I think that looks pretty good. Now here we have the double crochets or the single crochets. So here you're going to work 1 single crochet for each row. I think here I'm going to add 1 because the distance between this first double crochet and this one here is a bit far, so it might shrink a little here. So here you're just going to continue and work 1 single crochet. Make sure you count your stitches before you begin the second row. Make sure you have 41. If you're off by 1 or 2, it's okay. Just continue. Once you're here at the end, you're going to chain 1 and work your way up. And then once you're up here for the third row, you're going to chain 1 and work your way down. And then finish that third row and then chain 1, turn, and then finish up here with the fourth row. I'll meet you at the end of the fourth row. Okay, I'm here at the top of the neckline. This is the fourth row. Now what we're going to do here is work single crochets around the neckline again. So into this last single crochet that I did, I'm going to make 1 more so that I have 2 here. Now work 1 single crochet into the next row, single crochet into the next, and now you're just going to work single crochets around the neckline. So continue around the neckline. Once you come here to this other end, you're going to make 2 single crochets here and then work your way down. I'll meet you at the end of this other side to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this fourth row around this side. Now here at the end I made my last single crochet, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through this last loop. So this part here is done. Now with this color white, I'm going to go around here and then work a little border here around the side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into this last single crochet that I did right there, right before I cut my yarn. Insert your hook there, bring a loop through the front, and chain 3. Here I'm going to make this little peak so that it looks nice here. And then just insert your hook back into the same space here and make a single crochet. There. Now chain 2, skip this space and into this next one, make actually a slip stitch. Chain 2, and then into this first single crochet, make a slip stitch. Now chain 2 again, and into the next single crochet, another slip stitch. Chain 2, and then slip stitch again. And this is all I'm going to do. Chain 2, slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch. And that's all I'm going to do, and that's what it looks like. So you're going to work your way up. Once you come here around the neckline, you're going to do the same thing, and then you're going to work your way down. I'll meet you at the end here on this other side to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished this row. Here at the end, all I did was just make a single crochet, 3 chain single crochet so that it looks like this here, like we did here at the beginning. And then I just joined to the first stitch with a slip stitch, and this is what it looks like. I like the way that this turned out. I went ahead and added my buttons. I went ahead and added, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons. Now, many of you ask, how do I attach my buttons? I don't sew my buttons in. What I do is I tie them. So using the same yarn, I just tie my buttons, and then I just hide these ends in the back. And that's all I do. I think they're more secured than sewing, and sewing is I don't like to sew, so that works for me. Okay, so now that we finished our vest, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to add sleeves. So we're going to start right here in this sleeve, and we're going to start from the inside out because this next row has to be worked from the inside out. So we're going to find the center here. So find a spot here between this space and this one. So I'd say that it's about here. Yes, so that's about the center right here. Now with the same yarn and the same hook, this 5mm crochet hook, pull a loop through and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to make our first pattern stitch right here. See, we have these 3 double crochets, and right next to it we have this space here, so make a single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets here. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to make 1 more before we begin here around the sleeve. So I'm going to do it right here. So make a single crochet into this space, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. 1, 2. Okay, now we have our first group of 3 double crochets here, and then the 2 chains. So into the second double crochet right here, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then into this chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets. The next one, we have the next group. Into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then into the chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets. This is how I'm going to continue around the sleeve. So continue, and let me try right about here to show you how we're going to finish this first row. Okay, I'm here at this other side of the sleeve. Up to here I have 9 of these pattern stitches. Now I'm going to make one more, so here I'm going to make my front post single crochet into this next group of 3 double crochet. So into the second, make your front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then into this space right here, I'm going to make my 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now I have 10 of our pattern stitches. Now we're going to skip this part here and jump directly here where we have the 3 chains and join with a slip stitch. So this is how I finished the first row to our sleeve. Now for the second row, I'm going to chain 2 and turn here. What I'm going to do in this row is I'm going to reduce one of these pattern stitches, this one here, on this side, and then one on this side, this second to last one. So here to begin, we have the first 3 double crochet. So into the second, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, inside the chain 2 space, make your 3 double crochets. Now my next stitch has to be a front post single crochet. So what I'm going to do, since I'm going to reduce this here, I'm going to go into the chain 2 space here and make a single crochet, but then go into the second double crochet of these next 3 and do the front post single crochet. See, and now I just reduced this fan here. Okay, so let me show you again. So I did my 3 double crochets. Now if I were to continue around and continue with the 10 fans, I would go into this second double crochet and work a front post single crochet, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go into the chain 2 space and make a normal single crochet, but then go into the next group of 3 double crochets and into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet. Now chain 2 and into this chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets. So I just reduced one of our pattern stitches here on this side, this one here. Now I'm just going to continue and work my pattern in the same way, front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. And I'm going to do this all around the sleeve until I come to right about here, right before we finish. So right here, we're going to reduce this here, and then we're going to finish here. So continue, and I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end of the second row. Up to here I have 7 pattern stitches. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still have 2 more left. So this is where I'm going to reduce on this side. To do this, I'm going to jump directly to the chain 2 space and make a single crochet. Now jump to the next group of 3 double crochets and work a front post single crochet into the second double crochet here, 2 chains, and into this last chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets. So now I have 8 pattern stitches, which is what we're going to have from here on. So we're going to keep 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here, to finish every row from here on, you're always going to insert your hook here where we do the 2 chains at the beginning. Not these 2 chains after the front post single crochet, not here, but the 2 chains here at the beginning. So join with a slip stitch, and this is how I finished the second row with 8 of our fans. Now for the third row, chain 2 and turn. Beginning into the second double crochet of these 3 double crochets right here, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then inside the chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets. So into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. And from here on, you're just going to continue like this all around until you come here to the end. I will meet you at the end of this third row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this third row. I have a total of 8 fans. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now to finish, we're going to join to the 2 chains here to the side right there with a slip stitch. And that's how I finished the third row. Now for the fourth row, you're going to chain 2 and turn. Now here, beginning into the second double crochet, work a front post single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets inside this chain 2 space. Front post single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Now this is how you're going to continue for this fourth row. So I'll meet you here at the end to once again show you how to finish each row from here on and how to begin each row. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. Now to finish this row and all the rows to follow, we're always going to go here to the 2 chains that we always do at the beginning, right there, and make a slip stitch. Now for the fifth row and all the rows to follow, chain 2 and turn. You're always going to turn, and you're always going to begin with a front post single crochet into this second double crochet. Then you're going to do 2 chains, and inside the chain 2 space, you're going to make 3 double crochets. Front post single crochet, 2 chains, 3 double crochets inside the chain 2 space, and so on. From here on, this is all you're going to do, which is the exact same thing we did on the previous row, except that we turn for every row. Now, when you finish, don't forget to join here to the side of the first 2 chains that we do, not to the other 2 chains here that are part of this fan. And then join with a slip stitch, chain 2, turn, and then repeat the same thing. Now, I'm going to do this for about 22 rows. So continue and repeat the same thing, and I'll meet you at the end of the 22nd row. Okay, I did a total of 25 rows instead of the 22 rows that I told you I was going to do. Now it's measuring from under the sleeve up to the end. It's measuring about 25 centimeters, which is about 10.25 inches. Now to finish this 25th row, we're going to join here to the side with a slip stitch like this. Now turn, chain 3, and here what we're going to do is we're not going to continue with the same pattern, but inside each one of these chain 2 spaces we're going to make 3 double crochets like this. Jump to the next chain 2 space and do 3 double crochets. Continue like this all around, and I will meet you here at the end of this row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 26th row. Now to finish, just join here to the side with a slip stitch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 rows of single crochet. So here, chain 1, and on top of this first double crochet, make a single crochet. On top of the next, a single crochet, and so on. For this row, this is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to make single crochets all around. So 1 single crochet for each one of the double crochets. Now when you finish, you're going to join here to the top of the first single crochet with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then repeat this same row of single crochets 3 more times so that we have a total of 4 rows. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of the 4th row. Okay, I finished making my 4 rows here of single crochets. Here all I did was just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through this last loop, and this part here is done. You can leave it as it is, it's done already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this border stitch that I did here. So with this white yarn and the same hook, insert your hook back into the same stitch here where we did the slip stitch, and here we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Now into the next single crochet, work a slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch into the next, 2 chains, slip stitch into the next, 2 chains, slip stitch into the next, and so on. Continue like this all around, and I'll come back and show you our finished sleeve. Okay, I finished making this last row. Here all I did was just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through this last loop, and this sleeve here is done. Now you're going to do the exact same thing I did here on this other side. I did it in the exact same way. Remember that we start with 10 fans in the first row, then in the second row we reduce 2, and then we continue with a total of 8 for this sleeve. And then we do this for a total of 25 rows. Now the sleeve as it is a tiny bit long. It comes up to about here. If you don't want it to be too long, what you can do is just fold this part here, and it looks really nice too. Or just do maybe 2 or 3 rows here for this part and then finish with this row in white, and that should help. Now let me give you the finished measurement. So from the top of the neckline down to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about, let's see, 47 centimeters, which is about 18.5 inches. Now the measurement from under the sleeve up to the end of the sleeve, it's about 11 inches, which is about 28 centimeters. From the top of the neckline down to the end here, it's measuring about 18 inches, which is about 46 centimeters. And around the waist, or this part here, it's measuring about 36 centimeters, which is about 14 inches. So based on these measurements, this little jacket here is for little girls between 5 and 6 years old, but you'll be able to make it smaller or bigger. Just make sure to look down here in the information box on how you can do that. Okay, so this little jacket is done. You can either make it into a nice little vest or turn it into a nice little jacket. Okay, so this has been today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.